guys, welcome back to my guest room. And as you might be able to tell from my ears and potentially the music you can hear in the background, today I'm going to be talking about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So I know while the time this video goes up, it will be September only, but it's never too early to plan for Christmas and Christmas time or talk about Christmas time. I thought I'd do something a little different and put a little bit of background music in, although I don't think you're going to be able to hear it too much. So anyway, so this is just the second part of my special event series. And so again, this is a ticketed event and it runs in dates through November and December. And I'm sure it's not happening this year because no one ever said it was happening. Or not, I guess. They never said it wasn't happening either, but I'm imagining it's canceled because they haven't released tickets to it yet, which they usually would have by now. But this one's a little more money than the Halloween party. I feel like it was mostly kind of like $90 and up. It could be pretty pricey the further you get into December, but it is beautiful. To be completely honest, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I don't really like how much Christmas encroaches into the Thanksgiving holiday in terms of like, you know, decorations and Black Friday shopping and all this crazy stuff, which I don't like Black Friday shopping anyway. But I'm coming to love Christmas more and more. Mainly I love to decorate for Christmas. So anyway, so I'm rambling again. So just like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, you have a hard ticket. It's a hard ticket event, meaning you have to pay extra for it, but also that you might either get a hard ticket to scan in at the Tap Styles, or you would use your Magic Band if it's linked to your My Disney Experience account. And you can arrive at the Magic Kingdom as early as 4, but the party does not start until 7. So again, just the same as the Halloween party, there's going to be a whole side to the left of people who are just going to the park who do not have event tickets, and then there's the right side is where people do have event tickets, and you go in there, you tap your turnstile, it goes green, hopefully there's no problems, and then you get your wristband that indicates that you have tickets to this party, and that they will be checking throughout the night to make sure that you have this wristband. You know, if you're going in certain parts of the park, they'll check it. If you're getting in line to meet a character, they'll make sure everyone holds up their arms to check it. Snacks, treats, anything like that, they're always going to check it. So again, the party doesn't officially start till 7, but it looks like, I know I was questioning this in my last video, but it looks like they do close the Magic Kingdom to guests at 6 o'clock. To help the transitional go smoother. So I know I was talking about the castle lighting. So I think they do a castle lighting right before that time then, and then they also do it a few times throughout the party. So I'll try to be a little more organized with this one and not go all over the place like the Halloween party, but I feel like it's kind of hard not to jump around. So similar things, there are only certain quick service restaurants open because they start to close to hand out treats. So, you know, just plan that accordingly. It's usually like Casey's is always open, and a few others, like I think Cosmic Rays usually. What else might be open? I know like the Village Houses, I think Columbia Harbor House might be open, so there's a few quick service options there. So anyway, so just like the Halloween party, you really do need to make a plan of attack because you're not going to be able to get everything done. Unfortunately, I've never actually been able to go to more than one Christmas party in a season, so I'm not quite as experienced as I am with Halloween. And it's just because there's so many more Halloween party dates than there are Christmas party dates. It's also a little more money. But it looks like there were 23 parties last year, so you know, we just don't go that much, I should say, as often in the winter time as we normally do. So obviously the later that you get into December, usually the more crowded the parties are. So again, so I already talked about you know, you get your band, and then same thing, there's going to be a whole side entrance where there's signs pointing you, and you say, if you have a party ticket, you go over here, and they're going to have tons of PhotoPass pictures, which is again where we always try to get most of our PhotoPass pictures kind of done with so that we're not thinking about it all night. And you'll get your first treat there, which is a Santa Claus cookie usually, and to be honest, it's not that good. But it did save my mom and I before, because last year, the day after our Christmas party, we went to try to ride Rise of the Resistance, which we did the next day. And so my mom, we were like starving, so we got up so early to get into the park to get our boarding group, and my mom pulled out those cookies when we were line for Slinky Dog, so that was nice. But they're not that great. There are better treats. And then you kind of go from there depending on what time you arrive. So again, if you want to meet any of the major characters, so the two main characters again that people are going to line up early for, and they come out early, are Jack Skellington and Sally, but Jack Skellington is Sandy Claus. And then also the Seven Dwarfs, again, now they're dressed in their Christmas gear. So these characters typically come out about an hour before, so around 6 o'clock. So you're really going to want to get in line probably closer to 4:30 or 5 o'clock, just so you're not spending your whole party in line, because you are going to wait a long time no matter what. So the Seven Dwarfs are usually in New Fantasyland. Do they still call it New Fantasyland? By Dumbo area, kind of behind the Big Top, and then Sandy Claus and Sally are in Toontown, not Toontown. They're in the Town Square Theater. Mickey is also there, but they're back where Tinkerbell usually meets, so which is nice because they're inside. So if you're gonna do that, you're definitely gonna want to line up for that. So characters, they also have a ton of other cool characters to meet. I was just looking. Like Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, Santa Goofy. Oh, Santa Goofy doesn't usually have too long of a line, and he's right by the Barnstormer. We've also met Scrooge McDuck, which is so fun. I love Scrooge McDuck. I don't know why, but he is by the, he's like also in that same little area kind of where the splash pad is. You can meet Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Winnie the Pooh is always a good one to meet too. They actually last year came out at 6:30. So we were actually able to meet them before the party started. So they don't all come out early, but they do. Belle usually is there. I think sometimes she has her Christmas dress on or her winter dress. Rapunzel. So anyway, there's tons of characters. Let's see who else. The Country Bears, Mary Poppins and Bert, Aladdin, Captain Jack, etc. So there's so many. Oh, Moana is there in the Tiki Room. Apparently it was last year. I had no idea. But last year we met the Winnie the Pooh characters because my nephew and my mom both love Winnie the Pooh. So that's who we chose to meet. But it's a good habit to read up on these things before you go to the party, or if it's the first party, just ask the cast members what time the characters are coming out. They're not always forthcoming, but they tend to be a little like, hey, yeah, they'll probably come out at 6:30, so it's okay to hop in line now. So characters are one thing. The other thing are the rides. So again, the attractions are open. Not all of them, but most attractions are open. And there are attractions for Christmas that have an overlay, just like they did for Halloween. And we actually didn't get to a lot of these overlays, and that's just because I don't know, we waited for Pooh, and then we got some treats, and we rode just kind of regular attractions. We had my nephew, so we couldn't do a ton of them. So the attractions that have overlays are the Mad Tea Party, so we did get to go on that. So what it is, it's just Christmas music essentially with different kind of light sequences. And then Space Mountain has a Christmas overlay too. They play Christmas music, and they have like projections on the ceiling. We didn't get to ride that because my nephew's not tall enough to ride Space Mountain, but because you can see it through the People Mover, so we did go through the People Mover to see Space Mountain. And they also have an overlay at the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which we actually did not get to see, but it looks like probably something similar to Halloween, where it's just a cute little bit that you can see and it doesn't take up a lot of your time. But the coolest overlay by far is the Tomorrowland Speedway, and I don't even really like the Speedway that much, but it was so pretty. They had lights everywhere. It literally looked like the Osborne lights, not quite as grand, but just kind of like thrown onto the track, and every turn you went there were more lights, and there were extra little trees and little balls of light. It was so cute, so definitely worth checking out. And we didn't wait very long for that either, which was nice. So okay, so characters. There's also quite a few shows at the Christmas party. So A Frozen Holiday Wish is the castle lighting show. It is really cute, but you do not need to watch this during a party because they do it on non-party days as well, and they do it before the party starts. So I would not usually recommend kind of standing there unless you just happen to be there watching this show, but it is cute. It's Anna and Elsa and Olaf and Kristoff and Sven, not Sven probably, but they light up the castle with all the beautiful icicle lights because the castle looks so stunning at Christmas time. I hope that even if there isn't a Christmas party this year that they still decorate the castle like that, but I don't know how it's going to look now because they painted the castle, but it's just so beautiful. So that's the one show. Then there's Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, which is the stage show. It looks like there's 4 times for that one. I've never watched that, so I don't have anything to say about that. Mickey's Once Upon a Time Christmas Parade is at 8:30 and 11, and we have never really watched the whole thing. So the first time my mom and I went to a Christmas party, I think was in 2015, and we wore like the wrong kind of shoes, like our feet were killing us for some reason. It was our first extra party. We've never been to another party before, so I had no idea what we were doing. I had no plan going into it, which was kind of a mistake. So we kind of just like wandered around. Our feet were killing us. We did stand to watch the parade, but we didn't like pick a spot early enough, and this parade is really hard to get a seat for. You have to line up early, not like the Halloween party where you can kind of just meander over. Like, you really need to line up for this one early. So this is kind of why we've never seen it, because we've always chosen seeing a character really before as a priority, or seeing the ride overlays as a priority over the Christmas parade. So I would really like to see it someday because it looks cute, because we watched it from afar. We just never actually like stood there and watched it on the street. So I mean, I'm not gonna say, I guess I shouldn't say we've never seen it, because we have, but we've kind of like had to stand go back like a little bit further out in the hub. So like, there's tons of people in front of you, and there's a lot of plants and stuff you kind of have to work around. And so we've never seen it close up, but it is really adorable. They have Santa in it, obviously, but there's these really cool toy soldiers. I love that part. It's a cool parade, and there is a second parade, so we just never make it up late to watch this. So it's at 11 p.m. So there is another option to watch the later parade, which I would imagine is less crowded. So that's a good option if you are late people, unlike us. So the other options, or the other thing that they have, is Mickey's Wonderful Christmas Fireworks. I actually did not see this last year. It's at 10 p.m. because we had Max with us. We decided to leave a little bit early. We went and saw Mickey on the way out, and then kind of went home just around 10 o'clock. And this was because my mom and I were getting up at like 4 in the morning. Well, I think it was like 5 in the morning to go over to Hollywood Studios to ride Rise of the Resistance, because this was before they did, it was before they changed a lot of things, but they had opened the park like hours earlier than it was supposed to. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, and so I have nothing to say about this one, but the old Holiday Wishes, or whatever it was called, was really cute, and I would imagine this is probably even better than that. So there's also a Totally Tomorrowland Christmas, which is another stage show in Tomorrowland. I've never really watched this either, but I've definitely seen it from the People Mover. I know there's like Buzz Lightyear's in it with a Christmas hat. It looks really cute, and it seems like a fairly short show, so that's a good option. And our favorite part of the Christmas parties, and probably the other reason that we never line up to watch the parade before, is Club Tinsel. So they have this dance club in Cosmic Rays, like in the bottom half of Cosmic Rays. So you can still eat in there, but you have to eat like upstairs into the one side, because there's a treat stand in there, and then there's Club Tinsel. And my mom and I always joke that Club Tinsel is all ages, and that there's no cover fee because it's included in the cost of the ticket. Or we always say it's a $90 cover fee, because it pretty much, we spent all this money to go to Club Tinsel because it's so fun. They have a live DJ in there. It's never that crowded, because I don't think people like either care to be in there or forget about it. And they have the reindeer from the parade that are in there dancing, and then they have polar bears in there dancing, and it is a blast. They spend so much time with people. It's cool to dance with them. They have elves that dance too. I mean, honestly, like, I swear that's like what we go to the Christmas party for. We're like obsessed with Club Tinsel. It's just so much fun. So at least check it out for a few minutes. It goes all night, and they kind of rotate the characters out in and out, so that's cool too. The characters being the reindeer and the polar bears. Okay. And then there's also Snowfall on Main Street, which happens, throughout the event. So that's the biggest, like, all the event stuff. Let's see, what else? Okay, so we talked about the ride overlays. The other thing is treats. So just like Mickey's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, there are snacks and treats throughout that are included in your cost. So it's usually going to be some sort of cookie and hot chocolate. So they, it's not like the same. So when you're doing a trick-or-treat party, it's always going to be, for the most part, it's going to be just the same kind of candy, just different, because they get the same barrels of candy essentially and just give it out to people. There's like one stop, I think that's supposed to be like healthy or something, but otherwise it's just candy. So, but the Christmas party is different. So every treat station has a different treat, whether it be a cookie, usually a different kind of cookie, but they have a few other treats as well. So I'm going to go through them. So the welcome holiday treat is when you walk in, and that's the cookie of Santa Claus. Then by the lunching pad, and the Jingle Cruise. There's a ginger molasses cookie, which I don't know if I've had that one, but it sounds good. You can get a snickerdoodle cookie at Golden Oak Outpost and Pinocchio Village House, and that one is really good. And again, all of these come with usually either hot chocolate, but I think they had cider last year too, which was nice. And it looks like, yeah, hot chocolate or cider. And if you're looking for the treat stands, they're not hard to miss, or they're not easy to miss, I should say, because there's going to be like a giant peppermint outside each treat stand. They have of the peppermint cookie, BT Doves, which is what I'm going to talk about next. You can get it at Miners Cove, wherever that is, and Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe is our favorite cookie. I pretty much only ever eat that one because I like it so much. There's a chocolate chip cookie, which I've never had at the Diamond Horseshoe and the Friar's Nook. And then there's Snowman Pretzel, which I've never had, but my sister said is pretty good at Tortuga Tavern and Storybook Snack Carts. They have Fanta, apparently, at Tortuga Tavern in the Pinocchio's Village House. They have eggnog at the Diamond Horseshoe. I've never even knew these things existed. We literally, okay, so I've said it before, but for some reason, I think I said it during my Halloween party, but for some reason we never leave Tomorrowland and Fantasyland during the parties. Like, it's rare for us to go anywhere else unless we want to see Haunted Mansion or Pirates, like for the Halloween party, but I feel like we're literally always just like, we stay in the same area, so I'd never even heard of these treats. But yeah, hot chocolate most places, and apple cider, and then I think that's it. But the cookies are individually wrapped. I would imagine that for which is obviously nice and sanitary, but I would imagine for allergies they would do the same thing as the Halloween party, that they would have, you know, different spots, or you would be able to tell them what their allergy is and where you could get the cookies. So which is nice. So, and then there's also things that you can buy. So these are the like seasonal foods, like they have frozen hot chocolate, and I don't know, we've never really like go for the treats. Let me see if I can let me look and see if there's anything interesting in these. Give me a minute. First off, I'm like listening to this very like Christmas music in the background, which you probably can't hear, but I don't know why I'm like getting sad about it. I was like, but I'm not ready for Christmas. But I am ready for Christmas because I just want this year to be over. But then my mom was saying today that they said, like, I mean, and I should know this, obviously I'm in the medical field, but like, just like COVID is not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, like, if you look at the flu pandemic, I mean, it went on for like 3 years, and that's probably what's going to happen at least with COVID. But so who knows when we'll have a party back again. So why am I getting sad? Okay, sorry for that downer. Anyway, they have like snowflake brownie, it looks like. They have a cinnamon roll. Oh, a carved turkey sandwich, apparently. They have at Cosmic Rays. They have Christmas cookie milkshake sundaes. Cheese dip, that's at Gaston's Tavern. That actually looks pretty good. A gingerbread sundae, orange bird. I don't know what that is, like a cupcake or something. And then some floats and carrot cake. Oh, they got a lot of stuff. They have specific churros. Ooh, a Mickey waffle sundae with a like red velvet waffle. Wow, I like totally missed out on all of these, but anyway, so that's the treats, and so we talked about the shows. There's not much more to talk about other than, so you know, it's not like a party that you wear costumes to, but people do try to dress up at least somewhat festively. So we usually wear like our Christmas ears, and then usually my sister will make us Christmas tank tops, so I see a lot of people who wear matching Christmas shirts or you know, stuff like that. We usually wear tank tops because, you know, we're from the north and we get really hot in the south. But sometimes it's nice to have longer sleeves depending on what the weather is. So we do also have Christmas spirit jersey. Actually, I don't know if we made Christmas shirts this year because we do usually wear the Christmas spirit jersey because it does get a little bit cooler here. So, you know, even though Florida's hot, it still gets cooler at nighttime. So usually we would wear, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we typically would wear either a sweater over a tank top, or we would wear our spirit jersey. And then last year I got us like these kind of obnoxiously large tutus. No, we must have had shirts. I'm all over the place, but it doesn't matter. But we do have a Christmas spirit jersey too. And then usually we wear like compression shorts or like workout pants under it. Just, you know, obviously you don't want to wear a skirt without it. But a lot of people wear Christmas jammies, which is cute, except that I would be way too hot for that. So, I mean, there's all different options. You can wear whatever you want as long as it's within the guidelines and appropriate. But they usually have specific merchandise too. So, usually that's at the Emporium, but also like specific annual pass holder merchandise is usually at the Big Top Shop across from Dumbo. And they have like usually new holiday ears every year and a new holiday spirit jersey and that type of stuff. So there's a lot to do. It's a fun party. It's a lot of money, but I think it's worth it, especially like if you're leaving and it's just snowing or snoping, as I like to call it, because there's just soap essentially on Main Street, and it's just so pretty, and the Christmas music is playing, and they have the giant Christmas tree right when you walk in, and the train station's usually decorated. Oh, it's so beautiful. Why am I getting sad again? But we're missing the Halloween decorations this year because we won't be there at all until at least November, hopefully November. Our numbers are going up here again though, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But I just really want to go to Disney this year, and I really hope we can see the Christmas decorations this year. So if we can't go in November, we have one last shot, and that's our New Year's trip this year. And I'd be so sad if I also missed the Christmas decorations this year. I mean, obviously, I know Disney isn't the most important thing, but it's important to a lot of us, and it's a big part of a lot of our lives, right? So it's okay to be sad about going while also understanding why you can't go, I think. So anyway, I hope everyone has a good day. I hope I didn't bring you down too much, but I will probably not be as sad when I talk about the After Hours event next week, because the After Hours event isn't specific to a time of year, and so it's not as depressing. I do love the After Hours event, so we're going to talk about the After Hours event next week, which I've only done the Magic Kingdom one, and I've only done it twice, so I don't have a ton of experience with it. But it is so cool, so there's a lot to talk about there too. So I hope you guys have a good week, or having a good week, and I'll see you next week.